the big hospital in Al Shifa, I think it is.
Yeah, Al-Shifa, yeah.
Yeah, the one that was supposed to have all this tunnel network, and Israel came back now, surrounded it, attacked it. It's curious how the West spins this. So first of all, the Israeli Defense Force, not a single civilian was killed. The perfect military operation. I mean, to listen to some of their senior officers, this was the equivalent of Stalingrad or D-Day. I mean, this is how significant this fight was. But then you listen to the Israeli Defense Force, and some reportings come out in Haaretz about this. They say don't believe the numbers about Hamas fires because we simply drew a circle around Al Shifa and said anybody who's in it dies. If you're in it, you're considered to be Hamas. So we're going to kill you. It's automatic death. We don't mess around. We kill you and we count you as Hamas. So when Israel starts throwing out body counts, these are heavily inflated accounts. And then Israel also misrepresents responsibilities. A security officer for the hospital is called a senior Hamas regional coordinator. I'm not saying that Hamas can't dual hat. I'm not saying that Israel, but I mean, they need to do better. We know that the Israelis just make stuff up. They haven't been honest about any aspect of this operation. And they went into the hospital and committed mass murder and butchery. They executed. Some numbers was 147 guys got executed. I mean, it's a big number. This is the kind of stuff that in and of itself would normally be headline generating global condemnation, but it's just become so run of the mill. I mean, we're at the point now in the global community where everybody's on the side of Palestine, but I mean, when these atrocities are thrown in front of you day after day after day, there's just this exhaustion level that comes up. And it's the same thing with these aid workers. These aren't the first aid workers that Israel killed, and they won't be the last aid workers Israel killed. These ones are different because they were nice people, had high profile videos, they're foreigners. They carry the passports that normally don't get you killed. But Danny, I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe I've just become too cynical, but I'm sort of guessing that this time next week, we're not going to be talking about these aid workers because Israel's going to have done something else. They're going to go into Rafah. The second they go into Rafah, no one's going to be talking about aid workers. Nobody's going to be talking about Shifa Hospital. No one's going to be talking about anything but Rafah. And in Rafah, we're going to be talking about the same thing, which is damage control by the United States. The whole world saying, we're so mad, but they're not going to do anything. Genocide has been declared by the International Court of Justice. Israel's been put on notice to stop. A resolution was passed at the Security Council of the United Nations telling Israel, cease fire. But there's no consequences for Israel's continued, thumbing their nose at this. This is the real story. Israel has absolute immunity because the world will do nothing because America won't allow the world to do anything. They killed these aid workers, 7 of them. But the real loss, I mean, these are 7 people, but look, let's get racist here for a second. These are 7 white people and they make headlines, baby. But man, we got 30,000+ dead brown people. We don't care. I mean, it's just numbers. We're just, oh my God. Now we're waiting for the number to go to 35,000. Oh my God, 35,000 dead brown people. Oh my God, could it go up to 40,000? 7 white people. This is an outrage. I mean, let's just be honest. That's what's happening here. These are white people. They carry European passports, Canadian passports, and so there's outrage, but they'll be forgotten next week if Israel goes into Rafah, because there's only so much outrage a person can have. I've been outraged from the beginning, and I have to be honest. I mean, look at my eyes, guys. I'm tired. I'm exhausted from this, reading this stuff every day, trying to come up with, the mental, machinations of how do you wrap your head around the scope and scale of what the hell Israel's doing here? How do you, as an American, how do you wrap your head around the absolute failure of your government to stand up for anything? I mean, my God, there's an attack at the Crocus City Hall, terrorism. We're not talking about that anymore either. There's an attack in Moscow, and the United States comes out within minutes and says, we know who did it, ISIS. We know who didn't do it, Ukraine. Russia, there's no need for you to do this investigation. We know the answer. But no, Israel doesn't attack this one vehicle, but they attack the initial vehicle. Second vehicle comes up, takes bodies out, takes survivors out, tries to drive away. Bam, Israel hits that too. The third vehicle comes up, takes the survivors, puts it in. Bam, Israel hits that too. Not 1, but 2, but 3 vehicles targeted by the Israelis after they declared the route they were going on. After they said these are the vehicles that were marked and were in the timetable, Israel took them out, assassinated them. In the United States, what's the response? We're waiting for the Israeli investigation to make a final determination about what happened.